Marshmallow Fanboy back with another action figure review. This time it's part of my Comic-Con cosplay edition. And I am taking out the rocket launcher trooper from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's a Gamestop exclusive. There's one thing that Comic-Con has always been about, and that's cosplay. Cosplay is not brand new to Comic-Con. Cosplay was celebrated at Comic-Con long before there was a culture around it. Long before people were excited about it. And one of the biggest cosplayers was the 501st Legion, whereas people dressing up in Stormtrooper armor. That was always huge at Comic-Con. It wasn't easy to do. I don't think I could say it was easy, because back then, I don't know how much it was or how you crafted that, but there was no such thing as a 3D printer. Nobody was, and they weren't selling kits back then. So you had to get it. I don't know how you got it, but it was huge. And I'm not going to say that was easy, but it was easy to find other like-minded fans who would love to dress up as Stormtroopers. You were army building, essentially, in real life army building. So there's 1,000 Stormtroopers crawling around at Comic-Con, and they've always been there, and it's always been awesome. It's always been good for photo opportunities, and they're escorting whoever's dressed up like Darth Vader around. It's really cool. And this is a really cool figure. The only difference between this trooper and a regular trooper is he's got a pauldron and he's got a rocket launcher. And if you have some, there's got to be, a couple people walking around with there's got to be 50 to 100 people walking around with the pauldron. Yeah, but maybe less than 20 with a rocket launcher. And Comic-Con would confiscate the rocket launcher. They would make you check that in at weapons check. Yep, Comic-Con has a weapons check for cosplay weapons that they don't allow on the con floor. Because they, in a crisis, the police wouldn't be able to tell apart maybe a prop from a real weapon. And also, some of those weapons are sharp, and people are saying to themselves, well, I'm gonna keep a close eye on that. And of course, that's all fun and good until somebody's bleeding out on aisle 5, aisle 500, because they go by hundreds at Comic-Con. They're bleeding out on aisle 500, and somebody's going, well, I didn't know I just turned around, but he shouldn't have been right behind me. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have been carrying a sword for some reason, or a machete, or whatever you're carrying around there, Indiana Jones. So, that is a really long intro. But let's take a little bit of a look at it. You can see the Gaming Greats sticker that accompanies all of these guys. You can see complete portrait of him on the side. This is, of course, the plastic-free packaging. Rocket Launcher Trooper. And you can see this really nice portrait on the side of the Rocket Launcher Trooper, which probably pairs really well with the other Gaming Greats figures. So it's a very cool figure, and you're going to see 1,000 of these guys at Comic-Con. And if you're not excited about seeing Stormtroopers at Comic-Con, you may have bought tickets for the wrong event, because they are awesome and they are everywhere. Get ready. So let's take them out of the package and see what we think of them. Okay, if you see this bad boy walking around Comic-Con, stop him or her and say, may I take a photo with you? And they will most likely say, absolutely. They won't be carrying the bazooka. That will be a weapons check. So let's take a closer look. Let's first bump the camera. Let's bump the camera first. Let's see. Oh, he was leaning on that bazooka a little bit more than I thought he was. Or rocket launcher, as they call it in the package. It's very cool. It's a really nice sort of futuristic rocket launcher. It doesn't have that feature where on the G.I. Joe figures they have this side that'll open up and you could take... Oh, maybe you could take it off. No. Okay. They had a feature where you could take it off, and then there was kind of a hex connector, and then you could set it, and then it would look like it was open so that it was accepting rockets or something. But this didn't come with any. It would have been cool if that were maybe a different color, the tip. Not safety orange or anything, but like maybe a bright blue or something that said that maybe it was operational. I don't know. But just maybe a hit of color, just a little bit of something to give it a little point of difference. But that rocket launcher is really cool and will look amazing in the hands of the Punisher. I couldn't get the Stormtrooper's hand into this trigger, so I had to have him hold it by this and that. And that was very frustrating. So for the photos that I took for the thumbnail, I just stood it up. I sort of accepted early that there was no way I was going to get it into his hand. So I'm going to have to look into how to get him to hold that. But the Stormtrooper is just basically a Stormtrooper with a pauldron. You can take his head off, take the pauldron right off. It's just a piece that goes around his neck. So let's test out the articulation for this guy. Lots of look up, but he pulls the pauldron with him. Let's see. Lots of look down. Let's take the... Well, you know what? I'm not going to take the pauldron off. I'm just going to take the pauldron off. So he's got a lot of side... Well, he's got a little side here. The pauldron blocks him from dipping that over to that side. But again, if you turned him into a regular Stormtrooper, he would probably be able to tilt his head a little bit more. Let's see. He's got the shoulder pads to sort of connect to the top of the armor, so it kind of stays away from the arm and sort of doesn't impede the progress of the arms. Good wingspan. Let's see. He does have butterfly joints right in there. He has an elbow swivel, single elbow, wrist hinge, wrist swivel, mid-torso rocker, ball joint legs, thigh swivel hidden by the armor, single knee, knee swivel, ankle swivel, ankle rocker. There's a lot of great details on this figure. It's a basically Stormtrooper, but the eyes look a little bit like they have a green tint to me. I'm not entirely sure they do. It could just be my lighting, but it just looks like it does. And these guys usually don't travel alone at Comic-Con. They usually travel in packs. If you catch one by themselves, be aware that they're probably heading to the bathroom. So that's probably not a good time for a photo op. So just wait and, follow him to the bathroom or her. And then when they come out, or they, sure, or him, her, or they, and when they come out of the bathroom, then follow them to their, group. And then you can say, hey, group, I would like a group photo with you all. And that would be awesome. Maybe one of them will be carrying this rocket launcher. I doubt it. But you'll catch Stormtroopers on the inside of Comic-Con as well as on the outside of Comic-Con. These costumes have to be 8,000 degrees on the inside. Comic-Con's going to be awesome. There's going to be lots of these guys to take pictures with. So feel free. And until next time, enjoy your toys.